This Mustang GT came in for a $2,000 detail. It was $1,100 for the correction and coating. It was $250 to coat a different set of wheels that he brought in. It was $250 for a glass coating around the whole vehicle. It was $160 for a deep interior cleaning. It was $80 for the engine cleaning, and then $120 for the headlight restoration. At the end of the service, the customer tipped an additional $330. And for this kind of detail, we do require a deposit, so that was $200. I'm looking at my phone because we track everything through Jobber, so that's where we schedule appointments. We have employees clocking in and out, or we send invoices. If you want to give it a try, you can get a free 14-day trial plus 20% off your first 6 months with the link down below. So with this one, the customer just wanted an overall uplift with the vehicle. Now, he understood that there are just some things that aren't going to come out. It's 10 years old. There's rock chips on the front hood, on the bumper. There's a few spots on the roof that are kind of pitted. He's replacing the spoiler. He's upgrading the wheels. So he understood that there's gonna be some limitations. So with this detail, we first started off knocking out the interior. The reason we do that is just because if we do anything on the exterior and then we start doing the interior later, blowing out the debris, vacuuming, we're gonna get some of that stuff back on the exterior. So we'd rather just knock out the interior, make a mess, do whatever. That way, moving forward, the exterior stays clean. And with the interior, it was pretty straightforward. There wasn't anything overly crazy. Lex knocked it out on his own. Next, they moved on to the engine cleaning. There wasn't like this big mess of grease or oil. It was your typical dirtiness that you were gonna rinse it down, we're gonna foam it up, agitate with multiple brushes, and rinse it down. Now, the way that we dress the engine bay is before we just shut it down, we're gonna air dry it. We're not gonna completely air, we're gonna give it a quick pass. And then we're gonna kind of saturate or add our first layer of dressing. We're not gonna wipe it down. We're just gonna saturate the area of plastics and then close the hood. And at the end of the detail, we'll level it out. So we just give it time for it to really soak into the plastics. Next, we're gonna move to the exterior, starting off with the wheels and tires. The customer dropped off a different set of wheels for us to coat, but we're still gonna clean the ones that are on the wheel. Then we're gonna go through the typical process of rinsing, washing, doing iron decon, claying it, and then drying it to tape it off. Now, since we do have the headlight restoration, we're gonna do that midway before we actually start the correction. That way we can sand, make a mess, and we can clean that up. That way when it's time to do the correction and polishing, we have nothing else to do. It's all cleaned up. Because imagine doing the correction, polishing, it's all good, and then you have to make more mess to do the headlight. You're just kind of working backwards. So we're gonna knock out the headlights before we do the correction and polishing. And then of course, a majority of the time is simply doing the correction and polishing. For the correction, we typically use some form of microfiber cutting disc, whether it's from Oberg, whether it's from Shine Supply, and then we're using the Oberg cut to do the compounding. And then for the polishing, whether it's a Rupes foam pad or a Oberg pad with Oberg polish. It's a very, very simple process. I don't want you to think we're using a ton of different compounds and polishes and pads. Like, we typically use like maybe 2 different combinations on like 90% of the vehicles that we work on. Again, unfortunately, we don't have any heavy before and afters or 50/50s, but as you can tell, the paint is shining up and it is looking fantastic. There are still deeper scratches. There's some that we're getting around like 85% of the swirls removed, but the gloss is really coming out now. Next, we're gonna do a panel prep. That way we remove any polishes, compounds that might be on the paintwork in preparation for the ceramic coating. Now for this coating, we're using the Shine Supply Bead Lock Pro. Very easy to use, takes no time. Unfortunately, we didn't get any afters. The next day we were working on 2 vehicles in the shop. I didn't have enough time to go and get the camera to get the shots because we had to get the other vehicles out of the shop. So unfortunately, I don't have any great afters, but the customer picked it up. Very happy with the results. He like, we were explaining to him, hey, like, we found this and this and this and this, that. And he's like, bro, it's a 10-year-old car. I get it. Like, he had no problems whatsoever. But overall, I mean, it's looking like, it basically had a great restart to the vehicle. And at the end, the customer tipped $330. So in total, it was $2,000 for the detail, or it was right under $2,000. We required a $200 deposit, and then the customer tipped $330. Fantastic service, fantastic results that we got. Sorry I couldn't show you. Let me know if you have any specific questions in the comment section down below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one.